Okay, so Mark, we just came by and saw your game. What's it called?
Devil's Run.
Devil's Run. So it's basically a racing game, or what could we understand of this game?
Yeah, so if you imagine Mad Max the movie, if you imagine the old games like Dark Future, Thunder Road, even Battle Cars and all those sort of games, and obviously the new, more recent games like Gaslands, it's in that genre. But it's very different to all of those games in the fact that it's a rolling board mechanism, so very different to Gaslands, for example, which is more of an arena battle.
Yeah.
This is much more a rolling board mechanism. It's mission based, it's one against one. You have a number of vehicles, they can be cars, they can be bikes, trikes, buggies, all sorts of different things. Different factions, a really rich background of characters. There's even going to be a role-playing game shortly for the whole game.
Okay, so you could dive deeper into your driver.
That's it, and you can create a character in the role-playing game that you then play in the game. We have a skirmish game potentially coming as well, so there's all sorts of different things that can be done. And I can show you a little bit of how it plays if you wish.
Yeah, I think we take some turns.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
So rolling board game, you said, so you don't have a fixed course. You basically don't know where the road is going.
In some versions, so there's a number of different versions of games.
Okay.
So the main game is 2-player and you don't know what's coming. But we also have a version that we'll show you today, which is called Death Race.
Okay.
And that's potentially has a board that you know, so it could be a loop or a figure of 8 or something else. So very quick demo set up here. We can show you how it works and how the various games aspects play. People can hopefully see the difference between it and Gaslands and all the other games.
Yeah, sure. Gaslands is a huge trend right now.
It seems to be, yeah.
And yeah, sure. Let's give it a try.
Sounds good. So, the way it works is we basically have 3 different types of dice. And you can see them here. So you have a D3, a D6 and a D10. Okay. I think most gamers know most of those dice. This is a bit unusual, so some people are pleasantly surprised by
instead
that.
of using a standard D6 and halving the values, you can use this fancy looking dice 3.
Yeah, that's it. And it's a nice dice, it rolls well. It's not like a D4 that just goes boom. Yeah. And that's part of the game as well. So we then have our characters. So very quickly, just so you guys know, and you can obviously cut this out, MM is minimum movement. So you have the movement and then you roll the D3, and that's your maximum movement. CP is chassis points, basically life. A is armor, so if I shoot you and hit, that you have to roll the A number or less. So A would be 4, you roll your D10, you fail. E is evade, so if you try to ram me or sideswipe me or ram on the brakes, I have to roll that to evade it if I choose to. BS1 is the ballistic skill of the driver. And BS2 is the ballistic skill of everyone else on the vehicle, so the passengers. This game is set in America, so like here in Germany, they drive on the wrong side of the road. And
so you're from Britain?
I'm from Britain, yeah. And basically that's simply it. So we'll play a very simple demo. Just to point out, there's a lot more depth to this game if you choose to use it. This is a simple demo just to give mechanics.
Did you paint those cars yourself?
No.
But they're still stunning looking.
Yeah, these are the demo ones as well. So the ones in the cabinet, which I think your colleague has been looking at, are just spectacular. And you know, you can see how amazing they are.
I like this color scheme on this one car with the black and orange.
This one, yes. It's actually based on
orange you like.
I'm an orange man as well. I love my orange. Hence the company logo is orange and brown. My 2 favourite colours. Right then.
The best logos are orange.
So what we do is we all roll a D10 to see who gets initiative. I get a 9, so I get initiative, lucky me. And so you have a number of things. You have 2 actions basically. One can be move, one can be shoot. But if you want to do something like ram somebody or sideswipe them, you have to do, that counts as 2 actions. Because you're driving and then you're going like that, or you're whatever, bracing, you can't shoot as well. So first things first is I'm going to roll. If we drive over these, this is part of the Death Race version of the game we're playing, they get activated and we all get either a weapon or a piece of gear.
So we flip it over and we see
as soon as someone tries.
Mario Kart like boost.
That's it, yeah. So boost, nitros, airstrikes, all sorts of amazing coolness. If we drive over these things, they potentially damage the vehicle if we don't roll correctly. And then when it comes to shooting on the straight, we have these things here. So obviously Gasland players will be used to various modifiers when they come to shoot. This all works off a grid because this game is grid based. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to roll my movement and I roll 2. My vehicle stat says minimum movement 2, so I've got between 2 and 4. So this is my car. All I'm going to do is just drive forward. Now I've got an arc of fire for my car from the front square here. So as it happens, I am now out of arc for both of you. But that is my choice. It's now your turn, and you can move, shoot, etc. To do a ram or a ram on the brakes, you have to start your turn in front of or behind the vehicle you're targeting. To sideswipe, you have to be parallel line.
Okay, and then I can...
yeah. To move forward is 1 square. To move diagonally forward is 2 squares.
Okay. So I have 5.
Yep.
Between 2 and 5.
That's it.
If I wanted to ram you, I would say 2, 3, 4.
And that would be a side swipe you would be able to do. So you could still do 1 more and then side swipe, but that's that.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
I try to ram you.
So you're going to side swipe me. So it's a different thing to ramming in the game, which is fine. So we then move to here and we have 4 different types of things you can do. You are side swiping.
Yes.
So we look at your armor.
Yes. Oh, this one, huh?
This one.
Ah, this one.
Yeah.
4.
And then your chassis points.
11.
So add them together is 15. And then you add a D3.
A D3. 1.
So you have 16 in total. I have 10 plus 2. So 12 plus a D3. 2.
14. So
14. You beat me by 1. I take 1 damage. Because of the process, I chose not to evade. We move across, and then I need to do an armor test to see whether I resist the damage. So I've got an armor of 2, which means I've got to roll 2 or less, which is not easy, and I don't make it. So I take 1 chassis point of damage, and I'm now on 9. Sorry. But I can re-roll 1d6 per turn. Which is no use to me.
I can roll 1 failed test, so I have a real...
Yeah, that's it. Okay. So that was your turn, and now it's your turn.
Okay, I'm driving Bull, and I see that he says 12 points of life and 5 armor, so ramming is clearly the thing he does. So I'm rolling a 1, so I have a movement of 3, that's not that perfect. So it's 2, 3. So I don't get into the
and we've got no guns yet because we haven't driven over any of these things, so we can't do guns. So that's the end of the first turn. We've all taken our 2 actions, and we roll see who gets initiative again. So you never know who's going to win initiative.
That's a 10.
That's a 10, so you get initiative.
That's perfect. So I'm going to drive. I got a 3. 1, 2. 3. Can I get in front of you and brake?
No, you can just get in front of me and then plan to do that next turn.
Yeah, but you're still going.
Ram you instead.
But I can sideswipe from here.
You could sideswipe from there.
Okay,
yeah, that's it. So
I will do so.
This is bad for me. I would normally, if I wanted to evade, I would evade into the square next to me.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's a car there, so I can't evade. So we are definitely going to have a sideswipe situation.
What a shame.
What a shame. So we all move across by 1. Okay. And then, so you imagine my car's in the middle going, "Get off me, you."
So the point is, I got a total of 17.
17 plus D3.
12 chassis points and 5 armor.
Yes.
That's a 20.
So I'm in big trouble here. So I get 9 plus 2 because I've already taken 1 damage. So 11 plus 3 is 14. So 6 damage difference. I'm going to take 6 damage. The way damage works on multiple damage is you roll the dice for each one. As soon as you fail, everything else gets through. Okay. And I've only got an armor of 2. Oh, this is not going to go well. 2!
Nice. One damage
avoided. Saved. I've got 5 more to deal with. No. So I take 5 damage. Eek. Not good. Not good for me at all.
Don't temper the bull.
No, exactly. I don't like the bull anymore. So I am now going to move as fast as I can. 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going there. And that is all I'm doing, because again I'm out of angle for shooting and I haven't got any guns anyway. So
my turn. 3. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4.
Right, stop.
Genau.
So that is a that represents the gear. So these are the gear cards, and hopefully they've been a bit mixed up by whoever was playing before. So the way it works, and there's different things that people can do. This is very much a sandbox game, so people can do what they want. But we'll just play the simplest version for now. So you choose one of those, and that is your gear, and you choose one as well.
Okay.
And then I choose one. So please tell me, neither of you got booby trap.
No.
No. The reason I know you haven't got booby trap is because I have.
Oh, okay.
This is bad. You know, this is a vehicle that's already in big trouble. So immediately, I have to roll a d6 and -1 damage. So
just to be clear, if one player shows up with this Devil's Run symbol, everyone gets a card.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then when we drive over one of these, that we all give the cards back.
Oh, okay.
And then we have new ones.
Okay.
So you imagine there's somebody up in the big room watching and making this game this hard for us. So I'm rolling this. I get a 6. Now, fortunately, my special skill allows me to roll 1d6. So I'm really hoping for a 1 now. I get a 2. I'll take a 2. So that's 1 damage because it's -1. It's d6 -1.
Okay.
And then I roll a d10 and try and get 2 or less. And I don't. So I have now taken 7 damage. I've got 3 left. And then you carry on your movement.
Yeah. The smoke screen is just behind me.
Yeah, that's it. So you can release that now if you wish.
The problem is you will. No, I will wait.
You're gonna wait. You're gonna wait. So that was your turn, and you had the first turn.
Yeah, I had the
so
first.
it's back.
My turn.
So that's you this time.
So I can drive.
It's rolling good.
Yeah, he's good at running away.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, and I will release my smoke screen.
Okay, so let me read that because I'll have to refresh my memory on how that works. Any vehicle into the smoke screen. Okay, so we place a smoke screen so we'll just use one of these for the moment.
Okay.
It should be, and actually it should have been before you moved.
Okay.
So it goes there, okay? So what it says is, any vehicle that enters the smoke screen square loses D3 -1 armor. So that means your ability to resist damage. So I've only got 2 armor anyway, so if I lose 2 armor, I've got no armor.
Permanently or just for the remainder of the turn?
Rest of the game, okay?
That's the game, okay.
Yeah. Any vehicle that moves through the smoke screen square or any of the adjacent 8 squares, so that includes me, obviously we're on a corner and we're playing the simple version of the game, may not move diagonally. So imagine you're just driving through going, oh, what's the other side? So you're not going to risk it. Just so you know as well, this is the simplest version of the game with curves. It's the kid version basically. On the other side of these 3 tiles, we have a grid. And the grid allows you to do things like turning and such like, and then that results in things like T-bones and head-on collisions and all that sort of stuff. Okay, so that's that done. And it is now your turn.
I got a 2, you got a 4? Or is it always...
we're just when it's multiplayer, we do it like this.
Okay, so, good.
Otherwise it gets really confusing. Imagine 8 players, you'd be like, oh.
I got a 1 again, so I got only 3.
Yeah.
That's sad. So we'll drive 2 and 3.
Yeah, so you're
just behind you.
Okay. Now, this is a really interesting thing for me, because I could ram on the brakes, which means I go backwards, because this is all relative. It's like Einstein. Imagine Einstein, everything's relative. The game assumes we're all moving about 60, 70 kilometers an hour, and then the things that we're doing are the differences between that and normal. So if you ram on the brakes or you put the brakes on, in this game you go backwards. Okay? So I am not going to do that because this damages both of us.
He could ram you now.
No, he didn't have enough movement, but I could ram on the brakes, which is go backwards. The problem is if
I need movement to enter your space to ram.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. So if I ram on the brakes and you evade, then I go backwards a long way. I'm not going to win this game. If I hit you, we both take a lot of damage.
I'm fine with that.
I'm not fine with that. So I am going to just move forward. 2. So 1, 2, 3.
You can't.
4.
You can't do it.
Ah,
Next to it.
you're right. Good job you're paying attention. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's me done.
Next round.
You happy to continue? I'm more than happy to continue, so...
Yeah, let's make another round.
It's a great game, isn't it? 10. I needed that. I really needed that. To get away from you, basically.
Why?
Because you're being mean. So, 3. I needed that as well, so... 1... Oh, no. See, because I don't want to hit that either. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Weapons!
Okay.
Okay, so we now... Everyone give me back your things, even though...
I got a tombstone, what is good if I'm in front.
Yes.
Not if I'm behind.
So, let me just double check. We have everything in here, including the bad cards. So don't get the bad card. So you get to go first. Oh, unbelievable.
You got the bad card.
So I'm
Malfunction.
So they always say you should let the rookie win when you demo, and I'm deliberately doing that. I'm playing so badly. That's actually what I'm doing, okay? So immediately, when drawn, the player vehicle loses D3 chassis points and no armor tests are allowed.
Oh, damn.
I have 3 chassis points
So
left.
if you roll a 3, you're a
So
wreck.
if I roll a 3, I am out of the game.
Weapons are open or...
Yep, you get them now, and they stay with your vehicle until
Oh god.
one of us drives over one of these white squares.
Oh, okay.
Okay, here's a twin. I have a
1.
pistol.
Yeah.
That's not.
And he has twin machine guns.
Yeah, I don't really.
I'm coming for you.
So that's my turn. It's now your turn with your little pistol.
Do you shoot at the beginning of the turn or after?
Always after movement.
And I can't shoot the back, right?
No, so you have an arc of fire, which I'll show the camera, which is a little bit complicated on here, but there's the arc of fire, and this is the car. So the green is the driver.
Yes.
So you can theoretically, you would be able to. Now, because we are on bends and they're not squares, it's very hard to do. But what we'll do is we'll let you do it anyway, just so we can show the people. Normally, the rule is that you can't fire when you're going around a corner because you're too busy steering.
Yeah, okay.
But what we'll do is we'll just let it happen so you can see it.
The pistols don't help me in this situation.
No.
So I will just drive. 4. Oh, I see what you're trying to do.
Make a side swipe.
It's too far ahead to sideswipe. You won't be able to.
I can't go in this.
Correct. Yeah. So what you do is you go 1, 2, and then there.
But that's 2, 3, 4. But you can. Oh, okay. I have to try to be just ahead of 1, 2, 3.
Now you have the potential to wreck me. So we're going to assume you can shoot. Okay. Now when you shoot, you roll a roll against your ballistic skill, so 7, and then you minus the spaces between. So technically this would be a -1. Okay. So you would be 7 minus 1. If you get a 1, you get a critical hit, which could potentially do 2 damage. I've only got 2. So basically, please roll a 1 just for the camera.
You asked me to.
You're there, well done you. Okay, so I don't think I like that. So I've got armor 2.
Yes.
I need to roll a 2 or less, or my vehicle is instantly wrecked. So he's now wrecked. He's not out of the game. I might be able to bring him back.
Okay.
But we'll show you that when it comes to my turn. Your turn.
Yeah, let's hope I roll more than a 1. That's a 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm afraid I'm too far away to shoot anything.
Yeah, you are. So, this game is called The Devil's Run, Route 666. Can you guess what I've got to roll on here to bring my vehicle back?
666, I guess.
666. If I bring it back on a 666, it comes back with a vengeance and it can basically do everything, but it has 3 chassis points.
Okay.
If I get 2 6s, I actually I get 1 chassis point and I just roll forward with minimum movement and then carry on. So I'm aiming for that. I get a 6, a 5 and a 4. My special character rule is to re-roll 1d6. And I still don't make it. So that's me done. That is my wrecked.
But you can retry every turn?
Every turn, yeah.
Okay. So
we also have to
Yeah, it's a new initiative roll.
Yeah, and I still get to play.
I got a 10.
You got a 10. You'll be first.
That's fine. So it's just a 3 here. Oh, true.
And you can't.
No, I still can't. 1, 2, 3, 4. So how far is the range of weapons?
Right. So with these weapons,
Yeah.
they again we'll assume that you're fighting in straight line, even though you're technically not. The range of this weapon is what is described as R. So R for range.
Oh, so 5. Is this 1 square?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm range.
Now you are also on a diagonal.
Is this 1 square too, or this 2? Oh, then I'm 1
even
forward.
better. So 1, 2, 3. So you can shoot.
Cool.
But you get a -2 modifier for these 2 squares, and because you go across a lane,
Additional 1.
-2 again.
-2 again.
So it's -4.
Okay, but I get a rate of fire 3.
Yeah, so that means you roll 3 dice.
And a ballistic skill of -4, 3.
3, yeah.
Oh gosh.
Right,
2.
so amazingly you've hit twice.
Yes.
Amazing. So you have 2 armor saves to make, and you know how to do those. So
I have
It's 1 damage each, or
yeah, so the P is power and 1 damage each, and then rate of fire is the amount of dice you roll. So
Okay.
if that had the P of 2,
Yep.
each dice would do 2 damage.
okay.
So first one
Failed. So both of them fail, you lose 2 chassis points.
Okay.
Not really a problem though, because
Not
you're in
yet.
a good place. Now it's my turn. Even if, oh actually I could make this. If I roll a 666,
Yeah, then
oh, it's not even worth re-rolling because I've got no 6s at all.
so I
now you.
have to guess 6.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you win the game.
Driving
This
off into the horizon.
And as I say, this is very simple,
Yeah.
just to introduce you guys and other people to it.
Because
You
we
guys,
don't have
yeah.
to get more people to play it.
That's
on
it.
One day.
Imagine 8 people playing this, all thrashing each other, smashing each other up.
we had it with Gaslands, and even after the starting line, we crash into everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it will be the
It's
same
messy.
here, I think.
It's messy.
But,
and then
yeah, it's
the set that this comes with allows you to play a figure of 8
Okay.
or an oval if you've got the right bits.
Yeah, I think a figure of 8 is more interesting
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
And then, like with the
get
figure
back
of
to
8,
the leading ones.
so you have all sorts of different tiles.
Oh,
so
that's nice.
That's quite cool.
That's nice.
Quite exciting, that one. And then these are all double-sided, but they've got the same on both sides. So as I was saying to you before, you have the grid version here. So this enables more advanced play.
Yeah.
So you're turning, you're thinking about different things. Also, when there's 6 players, or what more than we play today, for movement, instead of rolling your D3s, you'd be rolling D6s. And that would be a big advantage to him because he can re-roll
Yeah.
Yes.
his movement dice.
Okay.
So there we go.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. No problem. Very nice to meet you.